Today on the channel, we're making freeze-dried 25 to 1,000 year shelf life granola. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so this is the second installation of freeze drying with Nate and
Lady.
So Lady Prepper, what are we doing here today? We got some granola by the looks of things.
And we got fruit.
We could have just went out and bought granola, but we decided we're gonna make our own granola. Actually, you decided.
I decided, because I'm like, Nate, no, please God, no, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
Don't make you buy
granola.
Right.
I wanted to make it.
She's all natty. The great thing I like about granola is that you can eat it cold, you can eat it hot, so you can eat it both. So if you don't have hot water, you can just pour cold water in there. And I honestly, when I eat these, which is pretty much every other day around here, I just use cold water and it works great, just like cereal. Now, granola is great because we also have our skim milk powder. I would recommend just buying this stuff separately. Skim milk powder will last up to 20 years. This should be a staple in your preparedness supplies. It's a complete protein. It's gonna provide all kinds of nutrients and micronutrients, macronutrients. And when you compare that with this, it's pretty much like cereal. And if we look at our ingredients on our Mountain House or our Peak Refuel, one of the ingredients in the Mountain House is a skim milk powder to give it that extra protein kick. In granola, I actually like the taste of skim milk powder. Usually I don't, but if it's a matter of survival, why not? So we basically one-upped Peak here, and this is gonna be a hippy dippy kind of video. Hippies are gonna love this video. We're gonna freeze dry this stuff. And I guess we're gonna, what do we got going on here? Explain to me.
Wow, we have our crunchy coconut one, vanilla, chocolate, and maple.
Canadian favorite.
Yes.
Made with maple syrup. All right, and so how are we gonna mix and match the, I guess we'll mix and match the fruit afterwards.
Yeah, what I kind of wanted to do, because Nate told me this today, I didn't know before, I wanted to put the cherries with the chocolate one, but he said cherries aren't good in the freeze dryer. Why is that?
Well, it's not that they're not good, it's just that if there's that sealed membrane, if you try to put a whole cherry in the freeze dryer and you don't like cut it in half or something, then you run the risk that it's not gonna suck all the moisture out, and then you're gonna be, opening up your freeze-dried food in a few years and it's gonna be pretty nasty in there.
Well, it's quartered now.
So, let's break out the trays and let's get this party started. My favorite part. So, what are the ingredients? What are the general core base ingredients and how much did all this cost?
So, the base ingredients, if you're not adding puffed rice or kamut, I think that's how you say it, like I did, just base alone is under $100. And that's not including the fruit. I mean, kinda, yeah, it's around $90. We only used oats, coconut oil, honey, brown sugar. The only thing with the maple one is instead of honey, we subbed it for maple syrup. Same measurements, same everything, but that's it. That's all you need.
You can use frozen fruit for this, and I would actually recommend it because we're talking about freeze drying, right? So you can go out and buy fresh produce that has to get shipped all the way here from California or wherever, and you're gonna be paying a lot more for that. So if we're just gonna be putting this in hibernation anyways, you might as well just use the frozen stuff. It's really gonna be just as good because you're gonna freeze it in the freeze dryer anyways, right? And one thing to keep in mind, one of these little packages, okay, which is probably like 1/10 the size of one of these bowls, goes for about 10 bucks. So do the math. We just made a whole lot of money. Some of these granola chunks are pretty big, so I think we'll have to break them down a little bit. So I guess we'll start over there and
coconut.
Start with the cocoa nuts.
I always spill stuff when we're doing these videos, so.
The cleaner will clean it.
I'm the cleaner, guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wow, that filled it up quick. And you didn't even pour anything yet.
Well, this one had a lot of excess because of all the nuts and toppings I added to it. What do you think?
I think that looks good. We just want to make sure that it's not sticking up too far. I would say that's kind of borderline. We may run into some problems when we're trying to slide that in.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna punch it down. Meh.
Actually, I was gonna say I had a good idea, but then I realized it wasn't a good idea. But what if?
Oh, life hack, maybe.
Listen to that crunch. Oh yeah, look at that.
That's not that bad. Look at that.
Oh, look.
That's perfect.
And they say Elon Musk is a genius. You gotta admit that was a good idea though, right?
That was very good.
That was good.
Yeah.
What is that one? Let's keep it separated.
Let's keep it separated. That's
It's
a
like
good
the
idea.
Offspring would say. You
This-
ever heard that song?
No.
I gotta keep it separated. Hey, don't pay no mind. You're under 18. You won't be doing any time.
Look at all these clumps. What the freak?
I know. Well, save the clumps for the method. Remember the Canadian prepper method.
Yes. He's a genius. Get this guy his Nobel Peace Prize for the tray method right now.
We're saving lives here.
Oh,
There we go. That's what you do.
oops. Okay, let's just put it in the freeze dryer like that.
Don't think that's gonna work.
What do you mean? No, it's perfect. Stop. I got chocolate on my hand. I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like washing now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, we probably should be wearing gloves just for all the Karens out there who are gonna get germs through the screen looking at us touch food. Well, you're doing that one. I'm gonna do this one just so we're not here all night.
Sorry.
So we don't have a lot of fruit here. I think we probably could have upped our fruit game quite a bit. Because when you bite into that granola, to have a piece of fruit every bite makes life livable in the wasteland. Okay, look at that. Banana splatter. That's not a lot of banana. Let's do a little something here. Look how much of a chef I am. Look at my skills. Everyone's gonna get one raspberry per bag.
Voila.
There it is. That's easily, I would say, if you were to buy this street value in a package in a Mylar bag, I mean, you're talking about $300-400. Easy. And that costs us $100 plus our freeze dryer. You make your money back real quick. So we got our fruits, we got our bananas, we got our blackberries, our cherries, our raspberries, our strawberries, strawberry blueberry mixture, and all this other stuff. All right, so let's head around there and then start throwing her into the old faithful. This machine is very smart. It will be able to determine how much humidity and stuff is in the freeze dryer, but we want to try to limit the amount of moisture because that's going to save you energy. So this is what happens when you freeze and thaw a banana. And when you thaw it, it actually damages the cell wall. Whereas this, when we freeze it and we sublimate it off, you're not going to damage the cell wall, so the texture is going to remain perfectly intact. So, yeah, you know, this is her that did that. I did this. This is a lot of food. This is a lot of calories. That's one of the great things about granola, is that it is a lot of energy for the apocalypse. So we're just gonna start her up, and it's gonna freeze it for probably a couple hours, and we'll come back tomorrow when it's done. All right, so here we are 24 hours later. We're gonna open the drain valve. The freeze drying process is now complete. It's asking us if we want more freeze dry time. I think we're probably all right. This was a pretty dry batch of stuff. There was some fruit that had a lot of moisture, but should be fine. Voila. Let's see, raspberries looking good. Everything's looking pretty good. It's kind of crusted. Might have been able to use a little bit more time, but, oh, look at that banana splatter. That is not good. The granola looks great. Strawberries look good. And this granola is looking kind of bubbly for some reason. And then this looks just fine. I would say, because I know our staff are gonna consume this probably relatively quickly, I'm not gonna worry about giving it more freeze-dry time, but if I was planning for long-term storage, I might give it an extra 12 hours or so. But I think it's more or less, it's pretty good. Okay, so this is new to us, so we're torn on how to approach this exactly. Should we put it in bowls first? Should we go right into the jars? Should we use Mylar bags? So we're gonna do a little bit of everything and we're gonna see what works. This is real deal, uncensored freeze drying, okay? All right, so the first thing I wanna do, just for photo ops, we're gonna do the jar method. So I'm gonna scoop some skim milk powder into the bottom of the jar. Then we're gonna put our layer of granola. Then we're gonna put our layer of fruit. And then that way, it's all in a jar. You pour some water in there, you shake it up, and you got yourself granola in a jar. So a half a cup is gonna give us 2 cups. Like 2 cups of milk, essentially. All right, so let's try to get this chocolate stuff out of here. It's a little sticky. Now with this freeze-dried fruit, you can actually get mats that actually help you get the fruit off easier. So we're gonna have to go a little bit like this. You want enough so that you get a little bit of fruit in every bite, you know? So that's probably more than enough. So chocolate cherry.
Cherry berry chocolate.
These are bananas that were fresh. We cut them up, put them on the freeze dryer rack. They look great, they taste great, same texture as a banana. These were ones that we actually had frozen and then thawed out, and because of that, the cell wall has completely dilapidated, and now we're stuck with a banana-like powder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pulverize this in with the maple. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of banana dust, pixie dust. A little bit of banana dust, and then maybe just a few little bananas on top there. So there you go, there's our
maple banana.
Okay, what's next?
Next is our vanilla granola. This is vanilla strawberry. I mean, some will have the blueberries in them, but all of them are the exact same in wet ingredients, except the maple one has maple syrup. But look at that.
What made the bubbly? Something exploded in there.
Well, I don't think it exploded, because this is the same kind of reaction you see in like the freeze-dried candy.
Maybe the heat was causing it to kind of inflate.
But that should have been the same for the, I don't know. If anyone can figure it out in the comments.
It looks like caramelized or something.
Yeah, look at that. This is the crunchy coconut with strawberries and blueberries.
All right, so, you ready?
So ready.
Don't bead. Don't you dare bead off of there.
Don't even think about it.
All right, so there it is, and we're gonna shake her up and see what happens. I put a bit too much water in it, but that's all right, it'll be like cereal. I mean, it looks good, don't get me wrong. That berry gives it a nice color.
It's very pretty.
All right, here goes nothing. We find out if you're fired. Tastes like a gift from the gods. It really is good. You want to try it?
That's yummy.
It probably could have a bit more milk in it, like a bit more milk powder.
I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty darn good. This is way better than the Mountain House stuff. And the milk is not bad, like it's good. Now we could just leave these in here like this. Maybe throw in Deskin packet or something. Put it in safekeeping, cold dry place. It'll probably last a long time. Of course, this is not properly canned and sealed, so that's the only problem. But for this purpose, I'm pretty sure the staff is gonna devour all this stuff anyway, so we're gonna be having some good breakfast for the next couple weeks. So, how are we gonna do the rest? Okay, so we got some banana powder. We're gonna infuse the maple.
So I think the goal is to try and shake it, and maybe it'll do the do. And if it doesn't, then...
It's not gonna do it with shaking it, guarantee you. You'll be there all day shaking, your arms will hurt. And then you'll want workers' comp. Yeah. I'll be like, nope, I told you not to do that.
It's kind of doing it. Trust me, bro, trust me. Trust me.
All right, let's try this.
It's back.
All right, there's your powdered banana.
Yay.
You can do a lot of cool stuff with a freeze dryer, man, just by pulverizing foods. You can do that with meats too if you want to make a meat milkshake. No, you don't think so?
Get out of here, Strawberry. You're banned.
Come on, get down with the sickness.
Hey, I saw...
Hey, you're getting careless here. Go ahead. It's gonna come out that side if you're getting too scoopy with it. What were you gonna say? I keep cutting me off.
I saw. You know fruit powder, right? I saw people putting it in their pancake batter, and they made fruit pancakes.
All right, are we good?
Oh, this banana's fighting me.
Should I f it up?
Fuck it up. Fuck up the banana cam. Here you go, Your Majesty.
Wow. Someone wants a promotion.
Look at all of that. We have cereal bags.
It's basically like a thing of cereal. So every day, the freeloading, free-loving communists are gonna come in here, pour themselves a bowl, and they're gonna chow down and they'll have energy to work throughout the day in the gulag. Under $100, which is what this more or less cost us. Maybe the fruit was a little bit more, you know, frozen fruit, still a bit cheaper, but considering that one little bag of this stuff is $10, okay? Now compare that, you got like 10 of these in one of these, times 8, plus jars. I mean, we're talking about...
We have a food scale. How many grams is that? Because we can measure this right now.
113 grams, okay? 785, so about easily 7 times the amount.
Yep,
in one bag. So that's $70 per bag. So, you know, you make your money back with this thing. The food that you put in, it comes out 4x the value in terms of what it would cost for retail. So, I mean, freeze dryers are an expensive upfront investment, but if you're somebody who is gonna be doing this a lot and you have special dietary needs and you wanna build your own personalized food inventory, I would go with a freeze dryer. If you're just somebody who wants to write a check and you want 1, 2, even 5 years worth of freeze-dried food, yeah, just go and get yourself some pre-made stuff. There's plenty of varieties. You can get those at CanadianPreparedness.com as well. There's a lot of versatility to this machine. As we're gonna show and as we're gonna find throughout this series, you can make some recipes that you can't make without the freeze dryer. We also wanna let people know, if you buy a freeze dryer right now from CanadianPreparedness.com, you get a Wi-Fi connection. Now in the future, these machines might come with Wi-Fi, but for now, you have to actually have a separate unit that you plug in to the USB port. And this is gonna allow you to basically monitor your freeze dryer. So if you're away from home, because these things can run for anywhere between 24 to 48 hours, sometimes you wanna know where it's at in the process, how much of a vacuum it's pulling, you know, how much dry time is left, if you want to control it and add dry time remotely. So that's a cool little add-on.
Only available if you get it through CanadianPreparedness.com, and we only ship it out to Canadians. So if you're American, I'm so sorry. Please don't call us and ask because it's only for Canadians.
You can still get a freeze dryer through the link in the description, but I'll see if they can throw one of these for you. Maybe they can, but I'm not making any promises. But we do have a giveaway coming, right?
We do have a giveaway coming, and that's, we'll be telling you about that in our next video.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait for the next one, but I think it's gonna be a medium freeze dryer first, and then it's gonna be a extra large freeze dryer towards the end of the year, the big mama right here. And if you do win, like let's say you wanted to buy a freeze dryer before that, if you do actually win the freeze dryer, they'll just refund you your money. So it's a win-win. So if you want, you can get a freeze dryer now. If you win the contest, that's great. So
in the description on Harvest Right, it says there's a candy mode with the Wi-Fi dongle piece. So just to give you some ideas on what our next video might be.
You think we're gonna do candy?
I don't know, I guess we'll have to find out in the next video.
All right, we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com, where you'll find high-quality survival gear at the best prices, no junk, and no gimmicks. Use discount code PREPPINGGEAR for 10% off. Don't forget, the strong survive, but the prepared thrive. Stay safe.